It's not going to be enough to prove that Parker fired the rifle only once. We have to figure out who fired the shot that killed Sam.
Right. I haven't even thought about that. I've been too worried about Parker.
Well, you didn't touch the rifle. Your fingerprints were not on it.
No, of course I didn't. But Parker dropped it, he ran, I ran right after him. Kid, I thought you brought Sam's body back to Idaho. What are you doing here?
I didn't think you'd want to see Oakdale anytime soon.
Yeah, well, I'm still co-owner of Metro. Sam didn't have no money, no life insurance. Burying my man really tapped me out. I'm broke.
Well, I don't see Metro bringing in the big bucks anytime soon either.
Yeah, you got that right. But this club's all I got left. So I want what's rightfully mine.
I don't know what you expect me to do.
Then let me lay it out for you, Carly. I want my share of Metro, now. And you better pay up.
The thing of it is, you know when you go back to work, you know the kind of pressure that's involved then.
But it wasn't the pressure that caused this stroke. I was poisoned by Evan Walsh.
Well, honey, I know that. I'm just saying that you have been through a lot. Now, when you go back to work, I mean, you're chief of staff. You're going to throw yourself into your job, and you're going to put your health at risk again. That's what I'm worried about.
I promise I'll take care of myself.
All right, all right. You know, there actually is a way that you could go back and kind of take it easy.
Sounds like an oxymoron.
Well, if you just took advantage of the experience that Chris has now as an administrator, I mean, he could at least help you a little bit. Don't you want to just think about it?
I'm not sure that he's going to want to stick around Memorial after everything that happened.
Do you want him to leave?
If he did leave, it would be his decision.
I just hate to see this distance between the two of you.
Honey, I love Chris. He's my son, and of course I support him. I'm chief of staff at the hospital. That's a big responsibility, and he cannot get preferential treatment.
I know that. I agree with you. What I want is for you to promise me that you will give yourself preferential treatment, that you'll be good to yourself.
I will. As the old warhorse I am, I'll trot before I gallop.
Yes, well, just make sure you're not going to gallop into the sunset.
Oh, hope not. Anyway, when things get back to whatever we call normal, maybe we'll take that cruise that you've been talking about.
Well, now, that is more like it, my darling. I would love that.
Yeah, I thought you would. Well, here's to a quick recovery.
And to healing old wounds.
I wanted to ask you again about your association with Evan Walsh.
Oh, didn't we go over all that on the day that Evan was killed?
Yes, but I wanted to know, you really had no contact with him before he moved to Oakdale and started his research at Memorial?
You must remember Connor Walsh, Evan Walsh, her brother, and the takeover of Walsh Enterprises. There was no way that I would ever have any contact with anyone in that family, let alone Evan Walsh before he came to Oakdale. I certainly kept my distance from him when he was here. Until he took me hostage and terrorized me and Lily and used us as human shields.
Now, you're sure that's the extent of the story, though?
Yeah. Yes. Is somebody pressuring you into asking me these questions? Craig, by any chance? He's got to be getting desperate.
You know, normally I wouldn't take my brother's word at face value.
Well, you should stick to that rule, darling.
But I am in the middle of an investigation, and it's my job. And if you don't want to answer my questions, I can go to somebody else, and I can dig a little deeper.
Well, of course. You just dig as much as you want to. You won't find anything interesting.
I hope not. Thank you.
Lucinda and I thought it would be a really great idea to get Craig out of town for a couple of weeks, maybe even a couple of months, but it didn't work.
When will you
He's
learn?
back, Nick. He's back, and he's bent on revenge, and I'm not going to let him get it by coming after you.
Don't you see what you're doing? You're taunting a rabid dog.
I just wanted to get Craig out of town to protect you.
No, correction. You want to create a crisis so you
Not creating anything, You're sending me flowers, you're sending you
know
notes.
what? Why don't
All
you just admit that the real reason that you wanted Craig out of the picture was so you could have another chance with me? When will you get the message, Paul? We're over.
Well, now that is music to my ears.
I want my share of Metro.
Kid, I can't just buy you out at a moment's notice. I'm broke, too.
Girl, that ain't my problem. I want what you owe me.
Didn't you just hear her? She said she doesn't have the money.
Okay. Okay, if you can't pay me off, then let's put the club up for sale. We'll split whatever we get. I don't want to stick around this lousy town any longer than I have to. Too many bad memories.
Listen, I understand you not wanting to stay here. But selling this place is not going to be easy. It was on the market for a very long time before we bought it.
That ain't my problem.
Yeah, kid, I'm afraid it is. We're partners. We bought it together. We tried to turn it around and make a profit. We didn't even come close. If we try to sell it now, what would be the selling point exactly?
I don't know. Potential.
It's a crime scene with a bad reputation. What kind of potential is that? It would take a long time to sell it.
Look, there ain't no way I'm sticking around here. I need my money ASAP.
Why? Why are you in such a rush to get out of town, kid?
You know, how many times do I have to tell you this? I don't want to see you. I don't want to talk to you. I want you to disappear out of my life for good.
I truly didn't expect to find you here, certainly not with him. I heard about the restraining order that Holden's after. That really won't be necessary.
I think it's a great idea.
Please.
I am here for the most innocent of reasons.
Life is full of surprises.
What does that mean?
Take care of yourself, Meg.
Sounds like goodbye.
It is. I see that we have no future together, and I know when I'm not wanted. You have an amazing life, Meg. Without him,